This is the champion that Riot have said, even if she's the most broken thing in the game as she jumps around the screen, that no one would play her. It's true, she's one of the best junglers in the game and no one's playing her. In high elo, obviously, this is the recommended elo for you to play the champion, but at the same time, most of you in gold, platinum, and emerald could use her to get a pretty easy diamond. We're going to have a look at a challenger level player playing in about a master grandmaster game in Korea, just to show you when you are good enough, when you have that skill disparity, what does it look like, even in high elo, to totally 1v9 a game. We don't have the Q setup here. Obviously, I've covered that on a main channel video. I'll leave it in the description, where you can put 3 Qs before the buff spawns and kind of use that Q2, the boulder that stuns, to make sure you take less damage from the buff. And obviously it takes, the trade is better, right? Because it's not hitting you and you're hitting it dies quicker and you're healthier. That's the most important thing for you to know about the Q, because obviously Q1 creates its worked ground. Q2 is that boulder that has less cooldown, that also slows enemies hit by 20%. Also good to know when you're ganking. So it's really an actual spell now versus, you know, what it was before. 223 cross, did you see that? Blue side, cross to the red side, 223. Enemy jungler is Xin Xiao, and he is still doing his raptors. Such is the pain of playing a champion such as this, but with it, he can easily go ahead and invade the TALIYAH, who very clearly won't be there. Fascinating. So when this happens in your games, and you see someone coin flip invading you, running at you, sometimes it truly is the ultimate coin flip. We have here the Twitch and the Bard pushed in, not going for the dive, and Elise would, just saying. And now we're going to try and go on the Twisted Fate. TALIYAH, in the meantime, just so you can see what she's doing as well, I think it's important you guys watch the clear. So she's on the Raptors, she's doing this, the Xin Xiao's going bottom side. Typically, you will look for a 5 to 6 camper as a default strategy, but I would not say that in that way, because I do think a red side quadrant into ganking is a sort of better way to go if you have setup. Now with a Twisted Fate yellow card, you have setup, because the setup is most important for your WE combo. When someone hits a stun, you W. When you WE together, they take a bonus pocket damage as Xin Xiao shows up and kills the Twisted Fate. We check our E here. Now, no one can dash on your E. Remember, these pebbles, if they dash on it, they get stunned. And that's such a great anti-mobility tool. And that's what makes us so potent in this meta, right? A lot of mobility in the game at this stage. If you want help implementing this information into your own game, I have a free jungle improvement resource, as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's converting junglers to gold, to emerald, to diamond, to master plus. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to virkayu.gg. Now at this point, you're pinging off the Yone, because 2 things can happen. Xin Xiao could invade and try and kill you. Also, he could just go ahead and kill this. And you see here from the TALIYAH, 2 points in Q to maximize it for clear, right? Because by the time we're level 4, then we get the W. I do tend to prefer taking W anyway, just because see how afraid we are, like, is he arriving? Where is he? We don't know. We don't want to go fight things like this, because Xin Xiao's and, you know, original champions over the years since she came out, they can all in her and quickly kill her and avoid her W. Those are the ones that make life really difficult for her. And obviously Xin Xiao has a dash. If she has no E and she tries to W him with a rock, which you'll see here hopefully, there you go. Here it is, boom, extra stun, extra damage, WE combo. And obviously if you can get around the W, then you're going to be pretty good against her. So in this case, strong enemy jungler for fighting. We don't want to engage whatsoever. We try to play with opposite. So there's a little bit of this mage sort of, let me play away from the enemy jungler that can counter me and just make sure I'm impacting lanes and getting my econ. And that's what she's good at. So we chuck our Qs first, then our Es to ensure that we can get a stun if they try and dash. In this case, no dashes. We try and W back into the E to get the combo. And with this, we force the flash from the Renata. We can play it again in slow motion, just so you see what's going on here. So you start off with a Q, get your damage down. We chuck our E now. And then what we want to do is hit our W on them and knock it back into the E. The biggest tip I can give you for this is turn off the auto cast on the spells. You want to have manual control over that W. It makes it much easier to hit than having it auto cast in a direction. And that's how you kind of want to maximize that. Because right now we want to use it onto the E to stun them and obviously to get the bonus pocket damage. Here it is if you need to read it. When enemies are dash and knocked through them, it stuns them for the remaining duration and obviously does remaining movement duration. and does extra damage. So you're trying to make sure whatever you do to hit the W onto the E, right? Obviously, there will be times when you use it just to stop at someone dashing through. You don't have the W, whatever, right? Because cooldowns are obviously a little bit different. Not close, 14 to 16, but a little different. But most importantly, look at that, at the first sentence there, slows. Didn't even talk about that yet. They slow. So if we can slow them first, which allows us to hit an easier W because there's no real setup going on right now, then it's basically a free combo. And obviously, because you've just queued on this, your next queue, right, in this ground will be that boulder, costs 50%, 20 less mana, have 50% less cooldown, and of course, will now do further slows. So basically, you got a lot of CC in your kit for this. So as we use our W here to knock back the Renata, she actually flashes that out. The Varus is like, well, I better just flash in towards it, and I was just going to try and turn around and kill as much as he can, and he had his flash too. I don't know why he also didn't just flash out. Once you avoid that TALIYAH W, and you've avoided the E, there's not much else you can do. She can chuck a boulder at you to slow you, but until that time, you should be okay to live. Unfortunately, bottom lane doesn't do that. Xin Zhao now is like, well, you know, because of my stupid invade that I shouldn't have done, I'm really compromised. And this is where TALIYAH is super good. If you can have good dynamic early game pathing, right? Really understand how to avoid the enemy jungler. This is the stuff I talk about a lot because I play Zyra, so similar ethos, just way less of the 1v9 and self-peel and disengage versus the Hecrims and the Jarvans and the Echoes as well. Bless this champion for that. You know, this is what you want to be good at. Just not getting fisted by someone else who really needs to kill you and take you out of the game. Obviously, we're kiting here the Wolf Camp. We could stay out now to do the Raptors. There's a big difference between our Raptors and Krug, so we'll see how the timing works out. But a second rotation here is okay. Because, remember, what do we want to do right now? We burned Sam's bottom lane. We really want to try and do stuff to that bottom lane. And we want to get a fast level 6. Now, we're a little bit behind for level 6. We see the Bard roaming for the Ahri. We're getting a little bit low on mana at this stage. We can hover the scenario, but ideally we're basing now. 1500 in pocket. And then we can talk a little bit about itemization as the Xin Zhao is reduced to farming. Liandry's. Great versus the Gragas, the Xin Zhao, and champions that want to get in your face, right? The Ludens is best by default in terms of just maximizing damage and burst and wave clear and everything that you're trying to do as the champion dictates. The reason Liandry's is so good is because you kind of want to have the DPS from your Q when they fight into you, and because they are getting onto you a lot of the time, it's about your W timing, so the Liandry's will give you a bit more of that HP damage that we all know and love. And obviously burn damage is great when you have such a spammable spell in that Q, as it will be very soon. Now, I'm not a fan, obviously, of going back to base for the first buy and then coming back to the Krugs and then going to the bottom side. And that's the downside here of doing that second rotation. And the Xin Zhao is so screwed, he has to do this. Now, I will categorically say, as he takes this, if I were in the same boat, sequencing up, you know, you do your ganks, maybe you give up the scuttle, you take this scuttle, you gank bottom lane, cool, we stay out. If I can stand all the way, I will. And that's why it's important to have quick, full clear sequencing. Now, sure, the TALIYAH left that full clear firstly to rotate to the mid lane. It's good to look at the, it's good to look at the game like that, but at the same time, look at it, what am I doing next? You know what I mean? So she did fall back to the Krugs anyway. I probably would have made sure that sequence was good because then here we stay out. Boom. Boom. I can go straight to the Krugs, quickly take those, then go back to base, and now I can go straight down here. And I know this works because I did this the other day against a Karthus who was compromised, and he had nothing else to do but the dragon. I knew this. We know this here as well. The guy very clearly missed out on ganks and invades, has to go to the dragon, and so we can maybe collapse in on him and kill. WE combo, plus your Q, keep auto-attacking until that Q comes up again. There we go. Xin Zhao's going to block it. Bard and Twitch are busy with the bottom lane. No one's rotating. We have WE coming up very closely again. Chuck that Q. Bard's going to go for the wall here. We're going to chuck out our Q. We're going to miss that one here. We're going to flash WE into a Q, and that is a dead Xin Zhao. That's the downside of being in the open field without your flash. And we're going to clear this waterway as well. So, if you can't set up your sequencing to collapse on weak souls who are, you know, coin flipping a dragon, do so. But obviously in this case, it didn't line up for us. And the Xin Zhao did a good job trying to get something to get himself back in the game. Because those epic monsters give good catch-up experience and stacks. So, nice. Still died for it though. Yeah. 3 points into Q at this stage. You're seeing the cooldown is becoming quite juicy. And max will be 2.73 at current haste. The mythics are going to be changing. Haste is going to be minimized and the impact that it has on the game here. But the new Liandry's against these comps will be huge because of the haunting guys coming back. We're going to have better build path, less haste, but more health. So I'm curious to see what items she might want to go as a default instead of the Ludens. There's a couple options because Ludens and Night Harvest are both going away. They're becoming kind of 3 items, right? Those two are being split into 3 items. So I'm curious to see which might be great on her. And that should be fun as well once the new season begins. The Xin Chao's like, okay, well, I know she's going to fall back to a blue side, so maybe I could steal some camps away, get my fingers dirty. Gets caught, but good timing. Yoni's pushing him down here. We know he's going to invade for this red. We know it. Like, it's so obvious. So she starts it up and won't use her WE. Tricks of the trade when you're being invaded a lot. Save your mega spells for when they invariably do show up. Chuck the E out here, which will give us a slow. Then we knock him back. You see that? Watch it in real time. We use our E first. Here we go. She uses the E first to slow. As he dashes and hits her point, then she W's back onto it, and then he'll be rooted, right? Q. Xin Chao, E, slow, as he dashes in, W back, rooted. Now, we chuck out a boulder, the boulder does miss, Twisted Fate ult, hits the yellow card for the stun, chuck another Q as the spam becomes real good. We do have ult that we can use as well, but Ari's showing up here also. Watch her ultimate, watch her E, there we go, to segment them from each other, whatever, separate them, divide them, there we go. That ult used to be a lot longer range. I still have an issue with it, the muscle memory, because I put a lot of time when they made her jungler. End of 2018 it was. And used a lot of it in footage at the time as well. But this is an example of how to take away the power from an invading jungler and put it into yourself. So we're 1-0-2, and this game is by far the most damage to the TALIYAH, by far the most kill participation in the TALIYAH. It's really beautiful. So let's see how we can use this lead here to just close the game out in a methodical way. It's not always going to be super highlight, superstar Michael Jordan. Sometimes it's going to be you're just getting fed, you're getting fed, you're getting fed, and then what you do is you just pop off 1 or 2 fights, couple triple kills, and there you go. We're waiting for this plant to spawn. Did you see that? This plant now spawns, and we can go in for it. The problem is, we see, I was just watching the plant spawn. Problem is, as we see the Ari kites on up here, and now we're like, huh, are there rotations? Because the Xin Chao is really desperate at this stage. Like, he could have gone to the bottom lane very easily, but it's likely he also goes to the top lane because camps are there, Herald's there, and we don't fight it. We don't fight it. We're shadowing. We're level 7. All right, maybe we can go fight it, but I don't think we should. I think at this point, it's obvious that he's going to be there. He is there. So maybe we could cut down and take his red camps and gank bottom lane, right? That's kind of what we want to do with the Fog of War here, which is exactly what's going to happen. See that? Do you see that vision path thing here? Where is it? There we go. Okay. Whoopsie. Here we go. Okay, watch. See that? Nothing. Because you got to be really close to the wall here. And when you're close to the wall, you don't get detected. So, very nicely done, as always. Smites that away. Bard is rotating with us. Red is available. We'll take that because we know he took that because the global timer says, hey, Herald's been taken. Will there be a global timer for grubs? Probably, yeah. Probably. The grubs are the thing replacing the Herald. Bottom lane now rotates. We W that back into the E. Just create some space from the Renata. We're going to walk away here. Xin Chao shows up. We obviously have no spells now. Bard is going to save us. We'll have to give up this bottom scuttle. But that's fine. As long as he's not killing us, we're winning. We're up by 13 CS at this stage. He could keep chasing us. You see? There you go. We're just chilling. Yeah, there it is, always. Just avoid. Don't even go for the Grump. You see this? We have one in pocket. Not for Mythic, so... But then you will notice that there's a cannon wave crashing. Cancel the base, very good because the Xin Chao and the Renata are going to try and dive this. So obviously, if there's no risk of the dive or anything like that, don't bother to stay for the Grump. Just give it up, obviously, if it's a lost scenario. But in this case, he has, obviously, the Herald. You know they're going to go for the dive because they're desperate. And so we're going to hang around for the counter gank. Twisted Fate shows up again, which is obviously what the champion does. He's going to try and go in here with his Iron Spark Whip. Gets nothing. Huge. Twisted Fate ulting from the TP. Ari is showboating, I was going to say. Showcasing. Showing. Up here. Keep your space from the back line. Chuck your Q spells. It's spammable almost at this stage already. Ari is pretty strong with the Everfrost root there. Woo! Flash over the wall. Oh! Flash into a rock. Ult to cut off the Renata. Obviously, Xin Chao is available and awake, so, you don't hang around too much here. Are we trapping? Are we just going to take the Krugs and get out? We're executing because we don't know. I think we knew we had time. I think we knew we didn't have to execute there whatsoever, but if you're in doubt, right, do execute, yeah. So, give up the Grump if it's really doomed and there's nothing you can do or it's not on the cards. If it is, Shadow from the outside, counter gank it, beautiful. Next thing we want to do is a Dragon, and you would have noticed from itemization, the most important thing here is while certain champions love the Dark Seal, she is one that does. If you can get an early Lost Chapter, because of the nature of her spammage, it's good to have the Lost Chapter in the mana, right? That's really huge. Now, when Lost Chapter does bonus damage to monsters, I'll be happy, because for some reason, Kraken does that. Sorry, New Quiver does that. We don't have such an item. So, obviously, he shows up to the bottom lane here again, and now he's going to drop the Herald for 2 plates. We know this. Dragon most likely is going to be snacked up by them. At this point, we don't care, so get so fed that you don't care anymore. Gragas, all we need to do is use our E here if possible, but Yone is going to tee it up for us. Absolutely tee it up for us. Perfect. Normally there, you kind of want to use your E for the slow. If he tries to body slam, he will get rooted. And then, of course, you can knock him back. But in this case, just stacking CC was beautiful, and he dies. Now we know that he's using it down here. We're going to have to give up all of this. So we just go ahead and take his, plus the RNG Scuttle. Not much we can do. Gold lead to the blue team. That's right. Said it was a 1v9, but gold lead is winning. 3-1-4 to the TALIYAH. 2-1-3 to the Twisted Fate. Varus is out of position. If he has no flash, you can punish it. He does. But misses. Dragon is being done. Nothing else to do but to shadow a little bit. Alright. Whole team shows up here. Okay. Chinchao again. 1-3-2. Down 10 CS. He's caught up a little bit, but we can W over the wall here. Really easy to do stuff over the wall now. There you go. See? Zyra Gaming, Brand Gaming. Always easy to do these things. Red buff spawns. Relaxed, right? Absolutely relaxed. It's not the most exciting playstyle at these stages, which is why she's not played, but if you like winning, honestly, and you like outplaying and controlling games, then this is definitely a champion that you can use. We kind of knew all of that was gone, but now we see the Ahri. Twisted Fate is ulting. We're having a look here. Turret is up. He's just going to alter the wave. We're going to overchase a little bit. There we go. Ooh. Okay, once the spells miss, we see 3 or 4 top lanes, so we know we're good. We can take this now. Cool. Shadow mid lane potentially. Cash in pocket, 1600. Always good to go back for a needlessly large rod if you can. Shadow Flame is a huge item for us. Yes, you can rush a Death Cap, but Shadow Flame by default is massive, and I do recommend going that anyway, because the burst damage plus a mythic from that is massive. Especially Landry's and the Shadow Flame, plus Dark Seal. Ahri's already rotated up here. We counter-rotate with our ultimate. Bard ult again misses. That's not carrier for sure. Anti-Mage is his name. Yeah, he's anti-mage for the mage on his team because he keeps missing the ultimate. Next Herald is spawning. Alright. This is it. We can speed it up a little bit now, I think. Red buff is up, but we don't stop for it because we see a collapsible situation on the Ahri. This should be a free kill. Yep. Yellow card into stun, into WE combo, into the Bard getting the kill. Twisted Fate. Obviously, great setup for TALIYAH. Gragas TP's in. A lot of damage. See this? A lot of damage now. 349 already. I expect that the Xinqiao could come down to counter gank this. There it is. Flash ult the Varus, but he should be on that. There you go. So, I wasn't sure if he was there. That's why I was hiding the camera, because I wanted to see, okay, look. I expect him to do the Herald for sure, but I could foresee him coming down here just to try and kill everybody through frustration. And once Renata and Varus showed up, like, is he right there? So if I get hit, do I die? I don't know. But once you see him clearly not there, then you know he's on the Herald, and obviously snacks it up and takes it. And then dies for it. As took my hands off the keyboard and the mouse. Don't do that in-game. Pro tip. Keep your hands on the keyboard and the mouse. Or the controller, if you are so inclined. But then you're probably not watching high yellow videos. Although there has been a few people. Literally. Yeah, or at least one guy, I think. Can't remember when. So, 4 clear down again. Cash in pocket 887. Not quite enough for the Shadow Flame, but we do have First Strike, and of course we do have Treasure Hunter, so these are the things we can stack together, but still not quite enough for us. Dark Harvest is fine, as you learn, but First Strike is still better. Gragas mid lane. Twitch is questioning things. Twisted Fate is splitting. Yeah, and all of this, as I said, this is a low kill game, which really plays into your wheelhouse. Because you want time to get to this marker, right? This is when you're strong. Level 11. Really, things are online for you, and itemization typically is as well. But patience of a mage is important. Let them engage on you. Everything was given up. That is not so good. That is also not so good. That is good. Let's see. If we don't have spells, we can still Q spam. We do have spells very shortly. Chucking Qs. Waiting for the EQ combo. There it is. There it is. Right. Into the Ahri who actually survives. Kiting backwards here very nicely. Keep Q spamming. There we go. The Landry's Tick damage and damage over time here with the spam is really, really good. Alt over the wall to clean up. There we go. E, keep queuing and auto attacking in between. We smite. One more over the wall. We get that one as well. Didn't show up for some reason, but we got it. Smooth fight. 416. Dragon available. Kite back, kite back, kite back. Disrupt, kite back. Disengage, seal, cut back. Always. By seal, I mean with the ult and your spells, you can force enemy teams to go different sides of that. And you kind of seal it off for your team to just have a numbers advantage, so... Crucial. Most mage players, even high elo, not patient like this, but obviously this is Junjia. He's a professional player, challenger jungler. Knows how to be patient, 100%, because God, it must be so boring sometimes in pro play with your pathing and your champions. There it is. Now we are gonna start playing a game. 516. See if we can get to 10 kills here. The game is still very much in the balance. Like, it's not over by any stretch of the imagination, you know? I mean, the Yone is doing a good job, but it's really the big lead is the Twisted Fate and the TALIYAH. They're sieging this, they take it. There you go, there's WE on the Gragas. Yone goes in, gets body slammed, and just rooted and charmed and killed. We will have another Q up here shortly, but he'll body slam away. I'm relaxed in this game. Like, you should 100% be relaxed. Honestly. It might feel stressful, but no reason. Because you can go look for picks now. You're a mega assassin. You're super fed. You're not helpless like other mages. You are reasonably self-sufficient. There it is. Wait for the yellow card. If he can hit it. He does. And that's a dead Ahri. TALIYAH, while not blind pickable, she is for most ranks. Like, you can blind pick her and get to master tier. In high elo, really having something with setup is really critical. Having something that makes a WE combo free and easy to hit. Renekton's, Pantheons, Twisted Fate yellow cards, point-and-click Maokai stuns from support. These things matter a lot. It makes your game much, much easier. 616, Shadow Flame completed, 10 stacks. Now, obviously, we're going to go for the Banshee's Veil. She can go more Fiddlesticks, supportive nature. I do prefer, obviously, going full AP for solo carry, but sometimes when you are so far ahead and you can kill people already, the one thing that can lose you the game is you dying. So the Spell Shield here is critical versus the Varus ult, and obviously the Ahri Charm, and Gragas Body Slam and Ultimate. We're just trying to avoid CC that could kill us. And shadowing or relaxing, don't worry guys. No camps to farm, okay. Push up, no, we just chill. Are they in the Baron? Have a look. Go around the outside, scan to make sure I'm not seen. Let's have a look. Nope, because they're all mid lane. Obviously, see that sooner. Twisted Fate's not being collapsed upon by the Xin Zhao and the Ahri. Obviously, see that sooner as well. That's why we have key. I'm just thinking about content. What can I say during this farming moment? Always look around the map, guys. Stare at the map, look at the map. And don't go down here. Man. How many times do I see people go down here this way, get killed from this side? Hit, come around the top. There's Bard with the Doots. Chum hits him. Xin Zhao goes in for some reason, does get yellow carded, and thus killed. That was pretty easy. Just swoop from side to side, it's pretty easy. Go clear the vision. At this point, it's reaching the stage where it's like, what can we do against the TALIYAH? Because the TALIYAH plus Twisted Fate is making this game impossible to play, and we can't really move forward. The Xin Zhao's too far behind. The Ahri is not in the game. The Varus is an immobile champion. He's going to be killed a lot as well. And now we're 716 with 10 stacks again. Look at this. You're an assassin. You're sitting in a bush waiting for things to happen. And you can do. Yeah, this is fine. There it is. You literally are an assassin at this stage, and you just chill, and you wait for these moments, and you use Fog of War to create good pathing angles to get these side swipes. So while she's great front to back, and I've always shown her front to back, and she is, playing assassin from the side is just as potent when you're in these stalled out games. And now again, we're all of a sudden up 6,000 gold, and basically this will be this plus Baron into a long eternal siege that really won't be that exciting to watch. So the blue team says, no, Virkayu, don't worry, we got you. We're going to FF. So if you're interested about how to play the mid game further from the stage, I always leave a link to the match history, so you can go have a look at that, as well as a video that covers this. And if you want specific help on any aspect of this, Virkayu.gg is there for you. And otherwise, I will see you all in the next one.